Hey everybody, my name's Yvonne Villarreal and I'm a reporter with the LA Times. And joining me today is everyone's favorite helicopter parent. She plays Beverly Goldberg on ABC's The Goldbergs. It's Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Perfection.
I was worried I was going to botch the last name.
No.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks for having me over for coffee. LA Times.
LA Times. And she was already acting like my mother before we started, telling me that I needed to fix my lipstick, which I greatly appreciated. So thank you.
I'm a girl's girl.
You're a girl's girl.
All right.
I appreciate it.
If my lipstick was messed up, I would expect you to tell me.
I would feel a little awkward telling you because you're Wendi.
It's a girl code.
Wendi.
That means nothing anywhere.
Well, I want to ask you, what does it feel like to sort of be a sitcom mom? Which sitcom moms did you grow up watching?
When you say sitcom mom, I immediately go to Carol Brady or June Cleaver or Roseanne or Mrs. Cunningham.
Oh, Mrs. Cunningham.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my character, Beverly Goldberg, is so much more obnoxious than that. Okay. I'm not a mom in real life, so it's fun to play one. I absolutely feel like I'm getting, a glimpse into my mother's world when I was growing up in the 80s and what she had to deal with. And I was mostly an angel. Okay. But, I certainly do feel for what she went through. Trying to cling on while I was trying to get her away from me,
Well, and is it weird when I feel like it must already be a challenge playing someone that's based on a real person, but then that real person is your boss's mom too.
Yes.
Talk about that dynamic. And how much of it do you base it off your own mother?
We use the real Beverly Goldberg as a point of departure. We're not doing a caricature of her. I didn't meet her before, before taking the role, but I had seen her on videotape because, Adam Goldberg, our show is based on all his home movies. So I saw home movies of her, but I didn't sit down and get into her head and do all these things. So she's really a combination of his mother and my mother with a bit of other writers' mothers thrown in.
Yeah.
So, she's pleased. She would tell me.
Have you since connected then?
I have seen her in person a couple of times.
What was that
like? She's been very sweet. She interacts with fans on Twitter. She loves it. I'd love to send her out to do press.
We should have had her with us right now. Yeah, she does.
She loves it. Adam doesn't love her doing it, but she loves to do it.
How do you sort of view Beverly? I mean, she, in a nutshell, is like the smothering mother and the town gossip. But how do you view her beyond that?
Well, see, she doesn't think of herself as the town gossip because she's just passing information. No one calls themselves a gossip.
Yeah.
They all feel like they're doing God's work, to spread the word about everybody's marriage. But how does she? The thing about Bev is that she never wanted to be anything other than a mom and a wife, and she takes that very seriously. Okay, and this was, back in a time when you didn't have Dr. Phil telling you whether you were doing a good job or a bad job. You just did everything on instinct. All right, and there were no timeouts. Timeout?
No, right.
What? Go sit and think about what you did? Who does that? Yeah, I did it, and I'm going to keep doing it because there's no punishment.
Right.
She takes her job very seriously. It is a 24-hour job. Stay-at-home moms, come on.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. That's why I don't do it. I'm not strong enough to be a stay-at-home mother.
Takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to put that work in. Okay. At least my job ends after 16 hours. Right. When you're a mom, your job never ends. but she takes it very seriously. She's very proud of it. She's the CEO of the Goldbergs, you know, and yeah, she gets in everybody's business. She's the president of that company. So that's how I think she sees herself.
Do you find that Offset, you sort of take on the role of Jeff Garland's wife or the mother of these kids? Like, are you nagging them Offset about stuff?
I don't nag them, but I do troll them.
You do troll them? You like watching what they
Sort
post
of.
on Twitter?
A little bit.
A little bit?
I check out their Instagram. I don't comment. I just keep it up here.
And you use it for later or what?
Well, so far I haven't had to, but you know, what am I going to do? It's so not my place, but I want to know. I'm nosy.
Mm-hmm. Talk more about Jeff Garland, though, that relationship. And are your ears okay? No need for like.
What do you mean?
He's loud on the show.
Yes, he's well. I don't know. My parents are loud too.
Yeah.
Like no, everybody, not everybody, but we got a lot of criticism from our pilot episode. Like, you guys are yelling too much.
Oh no, that's the
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who speaks in a normal voice at their parents' house? I only remember yelling.
Level
growing
99. Up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you going to know that your family loves you if they're not screaming at you that you're stupid? If they didn't love you, they wouldn't let you know how stupid you are.
That's your motto.
I was loved a lot as a child.
So was I.
Yeah, right?
We have something in common here.
See?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you mentioned the footage that the family videos, which are sort of tacked on at the end of each episode. Mm-hmm. And you've said before that was sort of the reason you took on this show. Talk a little bit about that and why that was like the reason that drew you in.
What I loved about the video footage is that Adam set up the camera to film everything that ever happened. So a lot of times people know they're on camera and many times they didn't know.
Right, right.
And they're just living their real life moments, walking from room to room in their underwear or screaming at another person, or one of the brothers was very emotional as a teenager and was crying constantly. And Bev was always ping-ponging around like, "You're a tuchus. You don't get any Thanksgiving dinner." That's a nice sweater. Where'd you get that? Literally in the same paragraph, I saw that and I said, yes, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. I want to ping pong around like that. I get that. I want to do it so badly. And another thing that sealed the deal for me was Adam laying like this on his side, video camera right here, and he's licking up crackers off the ground like a lizard. And I thought, if we can stay true to that, this show will run forever because it's so stupid and so real and so like slice of life.
Because when you were initially pitched it, like what were your thoughts on what this was going to be? Like when you hear family comedy,
I thought,
sometimes
it's a family sitcom. I read the script. It's fine. Okay, I get it. I like these people, but seeing them really drove it home. They are a very unusual bunch. The Pops character that, played by the fantastic George Siegel.
Right.
He was a ladies' man and always turned out in a burgundy suit or something in broad daylight, like just
normal,
just luscious, a rich well of comedy. Yeah.
How are those videos sort of like, what's the process in terms of what each episode is going to be about? Like,
we don't get to see those.
No,
we don't get to see them. So we're seeing footage the way the audience is. So, we have no way of knowing, unless someone tells us, oh, this is based on, one of our writers' experiences in PE, or this really did happen to Adam, or Bev really did pull this. Not everything happened exactly to him. And not everything is going to be supported by the video footage, but most of it is.
Most of it is.
Yeah. But no, we don't get to see it. I wish we got to see it. I would sit and watch those videos for hours.
Did you have a camera growing up?
No.
No. I had a neighbor that had one.
Really?
Yeah. And it was always like, ooh.
You know, I don't know why we didn't have one. It's probably best that we didn't.
But would it have captured?
Probably best that it, you know, just.
Would you be
eating
crackers like that?
No. What you would see me doing would be like stuffing my popsicle sticks in the couch or the plants because I was too lazy to get up from watching my soap opera, you know, or my sister and I just beating the tar out of each other, or my dad used to lay on the couch for hours at a time with pillows over his head. So just a pillow cave. All you could see was his mouth. And he would yell at us, you over there, like couldn't see us, just mouth and pillow cave. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but that's how I was raised. Was a man laying horizontally with a pillow head yelling at me to stop beating up on my sister.
Well, and Beverly is sort of known for the hair and like the track outfits and like the gym wear and the sweaters. What were you wearing?
Well, look, I was a teenager in the 80s, so I looked amazing at all times. Let's see, what did I mean, I wasn't allowed to be like a goth or a rocker or like have any style like that. But for a while, I kind of did do the Janet Jackson thing with the big hoops with the keys that hung off the hoop in the ear and the big structured jackets. And, you know, we wore stiletto heels to high school. It's a good decision when we weren't wearing our cheerleading outfits.
Crimped hair?
No, I didn't crimp my hair then. Oh, side ponies.
Side ponies, a must.
Open.
Yeah.
Hibiscus bangs. Yeah.
Do you ever go out in Beverly's garb?
No.
No?
No. No. No.
No. You have like perfect outfits. Everyone's always having 80s themed parties. You don't like have to go shopping. No.
I can't.
You can't.
I just can't.
Is it
Bev
fun?
Bev stays at Sony. It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. But I don't want her following me around, you know?
How many wigs are there of that style?
2.
2. Interesting. Well, if 25 years from now, someone wanted to use like the early aughts as like a backdrop to a show, do you think that would be compelling, or would it be like everyone just on their phone, not talking to each other?
See, I kind of feel like that's what it would be. You know, what
would it be?
What would it be? People
binging,
texting and driving. That's not a good show,
right?
I don't know. They're starting to do stuff about the 90s, and you know, at the time I thought, what would you ever do about the 90s? But that was a very specific look, and very specific music. For the aughts, I don't know.
What would our look be?
I don't know.
Think
what
about
would it be?
We should make that.
Oh,
show.
like those firm up your butt tennis shoes that are rounded on the bottom.
The Sketcher ones?
The Sketcher thingies and Palm Pilots, maybe. Is that what?
That works. iPad, something.
Sure.
One of the fun things about the show is when you guys do the movie homages. Which we've done Goonies, Ferris Bueller Day Off. Talk about doing those. You had Charlie Sheen on.
I know. I am so proud of that episode. That episode was perfection, and it took forever to edit. I was so, when I heard we were doing it, I thought, I don't know. Is that kind of hacky? Like if we.
And they had wanted to do the Breakfast Club initially, right?
I don't know about that. But I just thought, well, what are we going to do? But I think the way it turned out was absolutely perfect. I was so proud of that episode. And I think, you know, once per season, we'll do something like that. But, you know, that's I think one of the great things about our show is that we use those 80s references as points of departure, but we don't saturate our episodes with it. Like, I'm going to go to the Duran Duran concert as soon as I finish my Rubik's Cube. Can I have a Vandy Camp's frozen enchilada, please? Stop watching Alf. Like, that's boring. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
What was it like to sort of view the period, though, like through an adult's eyes versus like?
Oh, through an adult's eyes, it's all I can do is think of Ronald Reagan. You know, but as a teenager, I didn't think about Ronald Reagan at all. But as an adult, yeah, I totally see everything politically and the music.
Bev becomes political too. Remember?
For several minutes.
Several minutes.
For several minutes. She's happy to have Murray. Just tell her. Who am I voting for? That sounds good. Yeah.
And talk about working with the kids because they are so
luscious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, they're luscious.
Yeah.
But talk about like working opposite them.
Look, I've worked with kids before, and it's not always easy. With these kids, I've got no worries. If I'm doing a scene with Haley, I know I've got a sparring partner. She's very bright, very quick, has amazing instincts. This is her first acting job. Same with Sean, okay, who plays Adam.
Yeah.
He's like being in the presence of a little Buddha. Okay, you will meet him one day, and you'll remember what I said.
He's so good on the show.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He is wise beyond his years. He makes me believe in reincarnation because I think you've been here before. You know a little too much. You're a little too wise. And Troy is so he's so funny, and I don't think he realizes that he is how talented he really is. But he's so rock solid. His takes are exact. Like you can choreograph everything according to what Troy's doing because he's so solid. But it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. I want to chew on their faces, but I can't do that.
I think that's a good idea.
I can't do that. Yeah.
Well, and
human resources would come.
Well, and we're going to see them obviously age, and it's going to be noticeable. How's that going to?
I think that's going to be hilarious. Because as a kid, like you'd come back to school after a summer off, and some people like shoot up. Some guys like got really, really handsome. Some people got into that unfortunate phase. I was one of those people. But I think that's going to be fun to play off of because, teenagers are awkward.
Right.
So are some 45-year-olds. But
we won't name names.
We're going to play. I think whatever happens, it's going to be amazing because Bev only sees them as toddlers.
Toddlers, yes.
So, if someone turns out to be 6'5", she's still going to be putting them on her lap, trying to put them in short pants and whatever. So,
well, and with the show where you don't have a live studio audience and such, and I mean, you come from Reno 911 and know improv and when something lands and doesn't. How is it on the show to know when something's working or isn't working, or if the laugh is going to be there when the audience watches?
That's when Twitter comes in handy. Because people don't just watch TV now, they watch it while commenting on it constantly. So that's a little addictive, is like, what are people saying? Did they get that joke? Please tell me they got that joke. And what's hard for us is when we do these things, we have to wait months. I've done live TV before, and it's very gratifying to hear that laughter, like, okay, that worked. Ooh, that didn't. Hopefully someone's going to come and change it. I think our editors are so brilliant and our writers are so good. I've never been disappointed by anything they've cut out. In the end, I've not missed it. I never feel like, they're really phoning it in at this point. I really feel like they take such care with, really nailing the comedy and the lump in the throat moments. So
do you like doing those lump in the throat moments?
I do.
Why?
Because I'm a big sap. Because that's how life is, and that's how you are with your family. Think of any Italian family, Mexican family, Irish family, Armenian family. Like, you have these hot-blooded, heated things. Right. You scream at your family the way you would never scream at anybody else, and then seconds later, you're hugging, you're crying. It's all good. You go from zero to 60 in several seconds, and then you bring it back down again. And you can only be that way with your family. So I think we're doing that on the show. I hope.
Well, and it sort of helps that Adam, he seems to have like some rules in place about like authenticity of, I don't want to just have guest stars to have guest stars. It has to fit. And even like the language or the tone of the show, we have to keep in mind kids are watching. Do you think that's a good thing? Or do you sometimes wish you could have like a little bit more like double entendres or whatever?
No, not at all. I think the tone of the show is great. My character drops at least one F-bomb per, and I think it's fine. I think it works because A, we bleep it. B, Bev has a spicy vocabulary in real life, and some moms do. I think for some reason it just works. You'll take it from her. You might not take it from anyone else, but it seems to be working with Bev. If we start relying on it too much, I will say something, but I don't think we will. I think so far, you're right. We're not going to have guest stars just to have a name on there. Right. It has to be a good fit. I think we've done that.
How about when the show comes back for a third season? What do you hope to explore with Beverly or aspects that you want to sort of develop more with her?
Well, we've started kind of exploring the theme of the kids all falling in love.
Yes. Bev does not. Yes.
I do not care for that.
I don't care for that at all.
Does not care for that, even though she does want grandchildren. I think we're going to explore some themes of, oh, wait, someone really is leaving to go to college. We are going to have to pack that bag. I would love to see the Goldbergs try to go on vacation.
That has to happen. Where should they go?
Does it happen? Do they get reined in somewhere?
It has to happen.
I picture them going on vacation and it's sucking so badly.
Well, of course, yeah.
That they all get stuck in a hotel room for a week, or in an airport, or on a cruise ship that gets Legionnaire's disease. Something awful happens. I think there is no such fun let me take that back. I think there's no such thing as the Goldbergs having a peaceful time doing anything.
Anything, yeah.
I'd love to see them go to a wedding. Just be guests at the wedding. I think we could do one whole show of the Goldbergs just sitting in the pew of a church, commenting on what's going on.
I really hope Adam is watching this so he can fulfill all these dreams of yours.
He's probably shaking his head going, these are terrible ideas. I don't know.
Do you foresee you playing this character into the 90s? Would you like to?
I want to play it as long as people want to watch it. It's the most fun I've ever had doing anything. I cannot wait to go to work. My days are long. I don't even care. I love doing it.
Well, and it must be fun just doing the promo photos.
Please.
Everyone talks about that.
You've seen our promo photos. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's fun. Come on. Anytime I can spend.
I don't know how they'll top the tree one, though.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Oh, just wait.
What can you tell us about the season finale that's coming up next month?
Oh, the season finale is, you're going to see some cliffhangers. You're going to see 6 people trying so hard not to cry. God, that was a hard week. It's gonna be. It'll be a really good season finale. I know I'm
You're
totally
getting teary-eyed.
Stop it! No, I'm not.
Now I'm really nervous. What's gonna happen? Are you fooling me?
No, it gets
You can't tell where we're
beautifully
going here.
emotional.
Okay.
No, it gets very emotional.
Okay.
In the best way.
In the best way.
In the best way.
Interesting.
I'm an old lady. I laugh and then I start crying. It's just
Things really
it's just
took a
how it
turn
is.
here. I got nervous.
Yeah. No, I
if you could do a crossover with another 80s set show, which would it be?
Are there other 80s set shows?
The Americans. Or shows from the 80s. Like, who do you think Bev would be friends with? What other mom on TV would she be friends with?
Probably from, what was that show with Tony Danza and Judith
Who's the
Light?
Boss?
Who's the Boss?
That's a good one.
I think they're from the same area.
I like this.
Yeah, I think Bev would come over to borrow some sugar a lot and get the dish, but
we should make that happen. Tony still kind of looks like that, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Reboots are the thing.
They
Reboots
are the thing.
I
like
don't
that
know. I don't know. I really feel like the Goldbergs is a standalone show.
It really is. But now I think you have everyone worried about this finale.
No. I had an emotional week filming the finale. Okay. Because I am an emotional train wreck and hate to say goodbye to people, even if it's just for a couple of months.
Okay.
But Robin, what did happen in the finale? I do remember an airport scene, but I don't remember what else happened. It seemed like we crammed so many reshoots into that week. I don't remember the storyline. You'll edit this out. You'll edit this, darling.
Well, I want to thank you, Wendy, for joining us.
Sorry. I'm trying to do a magic trick. Sorry.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much.
You.
And everyone, thanks for joining us. If you want to catch more of our Emmy Contenders videos, check out LAtimes.com. Thank you.